The best chemical engineering gifts coming up next. The best time of the year is here, and of course I'm talking about holiday seasons, especially Christmas and of course other festivities. And it's all about food, it's all about getting together, having a great time with family and friends, but there's always an issue. What to give as a gift to maybe your boss, maybe a colleague, maybe to a younger engineer, maybe even to a friend, or why not to yourself. Make no worries because I got your back. I prepared this list for those persons that want to get a little bit more like a special twist on the engineering part. Okay, now let's pass to the list, and it has no particular order, even though I tried to make it from cheaper to more expensive. So it's up to you what you want to invest in this awesome gift. The number one will be the most obvious one. I think we already know it, is of course books or ebooks or audio. The main idea is to give something that has a lot of value, and I think books are relatively cheap compared to the value that they can give. One of the topics that pop up to mind instantly is either a biography of a famous chemical engineer. It can be someone like Fritz Haber, the creator of the Haber process, or it can be about processes. Maybe it can be chemical safety, maybe on the disasters of chemical industries, how to avoid them for future generations, how we can learn about those, or why not a very technical book. So maybe you are a professor, or maybe you know that this person is going to be studying unit operations, or maybe you are working with your boss in bioprocesses. Why not something on bioprocess or bioreactors, something that may be related to the industry, or why not absolutely not related, so that person can learn something new. The second idea will be something that you can hang in your wall. It can be a poster, it can be a process flow diagram of a beautiful chemical plant, it can be the drawings or design of a pump or some equipment, it can be something antique, or why not something like this, which is a metallic, I don't know how to say it. The creators of this is called Displate. They have awesome designs. They have a lot of designs for chemical engineers. If you're into industry or engineering, definitely check them out. I actually love this one. I have it hanged on my wall here. It's always great to have some little inspiration on Mr. Walter White. The third option will be something related towards e-learning. My best pick is online courses. You know, guys, I offer some online courses. You may want to check them out, or you can check out different websites, something like Udemy, something like Skillshare, and why not give a online course to that person that may be or not interested on the topic. The next idea actually is very broad because you can find a lot of different things that may be interesting or curious for that person, and will be puzzles, models, kits. Now, what I mean by this is a jigsaw puzzle, 1000 pieces of the chemical elements. Actually, I bought it in the Griffith Observatory in LA. Still pending to be solved, but it's a great idea. Actually, I think it's way more interesting for kids maybe, or younger people, but I really love the idea of not only having fun with the puzzle, but also learning each individual element. Not only that, I'm focusing also towards building something of your own. This little ship, let's say a wooden ship, it's all about having the patience, and of course, I don't know, for engineers I think it's a great way to learn how these structures work and learn a little bit more on patience, on building stuff and working with our hands. And of course I have this kit which is pending. It's a samurai, it's metallic kit, but there are many of those type of kits. Actually, I have seen on Star Wars, automobiles, I have seen a lot of things that can be built and are very interesting. Now, this idea is mostly for persons that are into collectibles, that love to have their own set of things, and it can be either fossils, or it can be also geodes, can be meteors, rocks, minerals, and all that. And of course, talking about things that you can collect, it comes to mind this little acrylic piece of periodic table. I don't know if you know them, but they have individual elements. Of course, the elements that can be there, no radiation elements or so. But it's great to see, especially if I were a kid I would love to see that on my teacher's desk. Like, it will be like very inspiring that the chemistry teacher or the chemical engineering subject or course teacher has that. So the next gift is an awesome idea, especially because I'm sure that we all have been thinking something like this. I would love to have that in my hands, but I'm not willing to spend money on that. It will be awesome if someone will give it to me, but I don't think I need it, and actually it's not worth it. And I'm talking about the small engines or scale engines or motors that work with either small flames or with the heat of your palm, and are actually pretty awesome, beautiful if they're great in quality. They will make you understand easy the topics, and not only that, it's always awesome to have something on your desk. And the best part is that you can get some of these models from $20, $50, $100, all the way to $500 or maybe even more, depending on the quality and of course depending on how much you want to spend. The next idea is actually pretty straightforward and will be something in the coffee, beer, tea realm. I'm talking about maybe coffee mugs, glassware, cups. I'm talking about on copper stuff. So actually, whenever I see this is actually for a drink called the Russian Mule. I'm not going to explain it right now, but it's essentially a very unique way to present a drink. Actually, I have a full set on these. I just love the color. It reminds me also on the alembics or this distillation equipment that was used a long time ago, essentially just distillation units. But I don't know, it's a great thing to have, especially if you know about the things or all the equipment that were used before the steel and all this modern stuff. Now that we're talking about boring things such as a cup of coffee or a mug or whatever glassware you can imagine, let's talk about t-shirts and hoodies. You can always get something related toward chemical engineering, and actually I'm pretty sure that nowadays you can get your design directly into a t-shirt or a hoodie. And it's a great way to give something related into engineering, but at the same time you are likely to be using, so it depends on the person of course, but it's also another nice gift to get. This is actually one of my most favorite ideas, but also a little bit pricey, but it is definitely worth it, especially if that person is into that. So I'm talking about brewing kits for, I don't know, maybe beer or maybe for kombucha or maybe something for wine creation, to produce your own wine at home would be great. Or anything behind that. What do I mean with behind that is maybe something related towards beer, maybe a beer dispenser or a beer cooler specifically. And if we are talking about wine, maybe a wine bottle opener, a fancy one, or maybe you want to add a oxygenator, which is something that helps oxygenate the wine, the decanter, anything that is related towards wine, it's always a great idea. And of course, if that person is not that much into alcohol, the kombucha option is always great. The main idea is to ferment something and have an awesome product. And finally guys, something towards home office. I'm pretty sure that maybe your friend, your colleague, your boss, or maybe your junior engineer or friend or yourself have been in this rough pandemic, and we all have been working from home, or most of us. So I'm pretty sure that anyone will be very gladful if someone gives something related towards that. Maybe a standing desk, maybe we're talking about ergonomical mouse. I really love this one. Maybe a new monitor, maybe a new set of lights, a new set of headphones or earbuds, something towards audio, maybe even a charger or anything related towards energy and your phone. That will be okay. And guys, that will be it. That's what I wanted to... No. There's something else left, and actually this is a little bonus. I didn't want to encourage the use of alcohol, but for sure always a great beer. And actually this is one of my favorite beers. Let me focus it. One of my favorite beers. It's related towards the season, holiday seasons, and it's always only available on the month. Or a Game of Thrones whiskey from Johnny Walker. Awesome. Hopefully now you have an idea on what to gift to your friends, to your colleagues, maybe to your boss, maybe to yourself, or whoever may be interested in engineering. Remember that the idea of this season is to have a great time with friends and family, not just about the consumism and giving stuff just for the sake of giving. And I really hope that this gift will make a special connection with the other person. But for now, guys, that will be it on my behalf. I'll see you in the next video.